Satan, we're gonna tear your kingdom down. Oh Lord. Satan, we're gonna tear your kingdom down. Oh, you've been your kingdom all over. See, I heard the mothers are gonna parade your kingdom down. Any mothers out there praying? The mothers gonna pray it down. Another thing I heard, see, I heard the preachers are gonna preach your kingdom down. I know you're gonna preach it down, the preachers. They're gonna do it. They're gonna preach your kingdom down. Yeah, you've been all over. We're gonna tear it down. Satan, we're gonna tear your kingdom down. This is your last warning, Satan. Satan, we're gonna tear it down. Yeah, you've been we came to do it. We're gonna tear it down. Satan, we're gonna tear it down. Hey, Satan, we came to do it. Tear it down. Hey, yeah. Tear it down.
Yeah. Y'all already know what it is, man. It's your brother, Virgil, aka Stats with the Facts. And we here tonight, man. And we're going to have a conversation and a discussion, man. Expounding off of the conversation with my sis Dara on Thursday. Shout out to her coming on the show once again and have a real conversation about a real topic. Something we need to really speak about, talk about, and discuss in our so-called community, right? That old witchcraft, as my man Jap say, bitchcraft. Shout out to Jap, man, for saying that, man. Bitchcraft, man. Right? Yeah, man, we're gonna have this discussion tonight, man, because and I spoke on this briefly on Thursday. Matter of fact, how y'all doing? My bad, I apologize, man. What's good with everybody? How everybody doing tonight, man? Sunday night. It's a beautiful Sunday. It was 87 degrees in my city. I don't know how much it was in y'all city, but it was a beautiful day today. 87 degrees outside today. Down there 90 degrees, you know what I'm talking about? And I gotta say, it was a decent, beautiful day today, man. You know what I'm talking about? But yeah, we're gonna have this conversation, man. And I was thinking, like, what am I gonna talk about on Sunday? Right? And then I thought about it, like, Hold on, I just want to go see this Mortal Kombat movie. And Mortal Kombat always been an interest of mine since I was a young boy. At first, like with everybody, all of us, the video game came out in the early 90s. It was in the arcade, you know what I'm saying? It was a different type of game, you know, as far as the graphics and all of that. And, you know, everybody was playing it. You know what I'm talking about? And I just was, just like all the other kids, you know, I love Mortal Kombat, going to Big City and Northern Lights to the arcade, playing Mortal Kombat. But then I got to read in the comic books and the graphic novels to find out what the video game was based off of. And Mortal Kombat is a fighting tournament to the death, right? And it is held, right? Because what we're doing is we're fighting for our realm, dimension, reality, timeline to not be taken over by the rulers of darkness from other worlds, or with Mortal Kombat, outer world, right? And we have to fight with the rulers of darkness to the death from other realities, dimensions, in order to protect our reality. Powerful. And I just thought to myself, I know it's Sunday night, and we can expound off of what we talked about on Friday night. I said Thursday, Friday night. And this is like an addendum to Friday night on a Sunday. Spiritual roots Sunday, if you would, but without my pops. So it's not really spiritual roots. We're just going in. Right now, put a number 11 in the chat if you've seen this movie, Mortal Kombat. Right? Put a number 11 in the chat. Right? Now, Mortal Kombat, I thought it was a pretty decent movie. I'm not going to lie, y'all. It didn't suck as bad as I was expecting it to. It actually was a pretty decent movie. Right? But it's the subject matter of the movie, y'all. It's the subject matter of the movie, right? We're fighting to the death with entities from other dimensions, realities, right? In order to protect our reality, realm, dimension, galaxy, universe, whatever you want to call it, from being taken over by these entities from other realities or worlds. Some of them with, I guess you can say, superhuman powers or otherworldly powers, if you would. Right? Shout out to my brother Kanye for that, man. You know, I think that was a proper introduction, a proper song. Shout out to Kanye West and the Sunday Service Choir. You know what I'm talking about? Shout out to our brother Yeezy. You feel me? Let me pull this up on the screen for y'all. Smash that like button, click on the bell, subscribe to the page, and of course, share on your social engineering. Mortal Kombat. Right? Mortal Kombat. Right? Think about this, man. What year was it when Mortal Kombat came out, man? Mortal Kombat came out in 1992. I was 10 years old, developed by Midway. It debuted in the arcades October 8th, 1982. It came to the home game, Super Nintendo, Genesis, and Game Boy in 93. And the first movie was made in 1995. Right? Mortal freaking Kombat. Right? And I want y'all to understand the importance of this movie. Specifically and especially with what we're going through and living through right now. Right? Now, y'all see that on here. This was a pretty decent movie, I'm not going to lie. Right? But you know, it is what it is, right? Mortal Kombat. Look at mine. Mortal Kombat. Right? I have to always bring up this scripture, right? Y'all know what scripture I'm about to bring up. Y'all tap in with me. Y'all know exactly what scripture I'm about to bring up. Right? And y'all know I'm about to post it on the screen. Y'all know I'm about to post it on the screen, man. Right? Ephesians 6:12. Right? For we wrestle against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. And like I always say to y'all, like I always gonna keep saying y'all, telling y'all, we are just now becoming aware and privy to the rulers of the darkness of this world. Very few of us, and I mean very few, have had experiences or encounters with rulers of darkness from other worlds. And like I always tell y'all, in my city of Columbus, Ohio, we have a weird, very demonic place called Otherworld. I think they got one in Philly too. One in Chicago, Philly, Columbus. There's like 5 or 6 of them across the country where they got these demonic ass grand central stations, if you would, of demonic realities, dimensions, worlds, other worlds. Right? I truly believe this in my heart. You know what I'm saying? And I did a show on that, so y'all can go check that out. But I want y'all to keep in mind Ephesians 6:12. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, man. These entities from other realities, dimensions, worlds, they're not all physical entities. Which is why I say if they cannot sync with you energetically, then they cannot link with you physically. Right? And when we're talking about the rulers of darkness of this world, like I say, we are just now becoming aware of they're not even who they are, because we don't. Right? But when it comes to the rulers of darkness of this world, We don't know what their names are. Some of them we do, right? We don't know where they're at. Most of them. They've been around forever, or should I say their representatives have. And now we at a point in time where we about to start experiencing, maybe possibly potentially, rulers of darkness of other world. Y'all wonder why the rulers of darkness of our world are becoming more open and brazen and exposing themselves now? As if they're preparing us for something, right? We've pretty much been told, and to some degree and extent, desensitized, preemptively programmed concerning the rulers of darkness of this world. It has just always been told to us, taught us in the sense that it was make-believe or folklore, fairy tales, fictional. When in all actuality, like I've been telling y'all, Lucifer, Satan, the devil is very real in every aspect of what we think real is, or even actually know it to be. Real. What is real? How do you define real? Right? Having objective, independent existence, not artificial, fraudulent, or illusory, occurring or existing in actuality. But this is reality, though, right? I'm going to read that again for y'all who might not have heard me. Occurring or existing in actuality. What about reality, though? Huh? Why doesn't it say occurring or existing in reality? That's powerful. Behaving or presented in a way that feels true, honest, or familiar, and without pretension or affectation. I'm going to read that one again, too. Behaving or presented in a way that feels true. This is the definition of real. Honest or familiar and without pretension or affectation. But this is the one that gets me right here as a definition of real. Occurring in or existing in actuality. Y'all know the difference between actuality and reality? How about, do y'all know what ality means? Put a number 11 in the chat if you knew that ality is an actual word that means something. Powerful, man. Right? We living in reality, which is a copy of the actuality or the original copy, original version of what this place was like before it became the world. Y'all do know that this world isn't what we think it is, right? Dan Patrick, what's happening, man? This world is not even or only just a little bit, nothing like what we have been told it is. It is the complete exact opposite, which has led me to come to the discovering and realization that everything in our reality is a copy, an inverted copy of the actuality or the actual original version that the Most High created. And all through my life, as young as I can remember, I have been exposed to this. It's only recently, within the past 17 years, that I've actually come into actual knowing, right, of the difference between the actuality and the reality, right? Powerful, man. And Mortal Kombat, just like many of y'all, was one of my favorite video games when I was a kid. Everybody had Mortal Kombat on their Sega Genesis. Everybody, literally everybody. Like I said, we used to go to Big City, which was a video arcade in Northern Light Shopping Center in my city, man. And I'm a North Side guy. I used to go to Northern Light Shopping Center and go to Big City. It was next to a store back in the day. It was called D.E. Jones. D.E. Jones was like how Shoppers World and I would say Shoppers World. D.E. Jones was Shoppers World. All right. Put a number 11 in the chat if you had a D.E. Jones in your city back in the day in the 90s. We had D.E. Jones. We had one in Town and Country. And we had the other one in Northern Light Shopping Center. Oh, damn. Damn, I just had to think about that, man, in Hamilton. Damn. D.E. Jones, Jack. That brought back memories right there, man. Right? That's back when we had stores like Rite Aid and Cub Foods and Racks. Y'all remember Racks? The restaurant Racks, R-A-X Racks? Arby stole their whole demo from them. Stole their whole demo. Yeah, man. I'm gonna keep listen, man. We don't even know about the rulers of darkness of this world. We just now finding out about them. Right? A book that I'm about to go get, y'all. And we're gonna do some content on it. We're gonna do a series on it. Right? I'm about to show y'all the picture real quick. Right? I'm about to get the picture for y'all real quick. Hold on, just give me a couple seconds. Smash that like button, click on the bell, subscribe to the page. Share on your social engineering, of course. My father been meant to do what I just did, for real. Let me sit up here and do this. But yeah, though, y'all, man, I've been sitting up here telling y'all for quite some time that we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, You understand what I'm saying? Against the rulers of darkness of this world. And if there are rulers of darkness of this world, surely there's rulers of darkness of other worlds. Right? And like I keep telling y'all, consequently in my city of Columbus, Ohio, we have a very creepy, like very macabre, very demonic place called Otherworld. And it's completely and totally creepy as man. Even little Chloe, man, my daughter's little sister Chloe, man, we went there for Jen's birthday a few years ago, right? And I'm thinking this is about to be like some, like a little co-side type situation or something. And I get up there, and when you first get to the building, all the windows are blacked out, as if they don't want you to see what's going on inside. I think that's very strange, right? That off top had me on 10. You feel me? Like, wow. And I even asked Alexa, why are the windows blocked out? Right? Let me pull this up on the screen for y'all. Smash that like button, click on the bell, subscribe. Not for real, man. I remember we pulled up. I said, why is all the windows blacked out, though? Like black paint on them, like you can't see inside from outside. Thought that was very creepy, very strange, as if they was trying to keep something from getting out. Right? We're going to expound on some content, y'all. Right? And I was at Barnes and Noble the other day. Another book that I have coming on the way that we're also going to be doing some content on. I ain't going to tell y'all the name of it, but this book right here is a book that I'm going to go back and buy. And we are going to be doing some content on this book, The Dictionary of Demons. And shout out to all the people who done the proper research and due diligence to find this information out. Very vital information, because when the Most High gave us power and authority over these entities, that was with limits. Now, understand what I mean by limits, because the Most High is limitless, meaning we have the potential and capability to be limitless, but due to our fallen state, we are very limited, especially in this reality, right? But this book right here is a book that can very much well be of help, because in order to properly deal with demons, you have to know how to identify them. Luckily, over the course of what we know as human history and time, there have been people who have encountered these entities and come upon discovering what their names are, right? Oh, yes. We know who a lot of these entities are. We know who y'all are with y'all soft punk, right? This dude, Dan Patrick, always got to come from left field. What's up? He said, this may be a little off topic, but a while back, I was talking to my cousin's professor and discussed about different universes. He said all the females that I've encountered are either my wife or girlfriend. And I'm going to say to that, Dan Patrick, the devil is a lie. That's what I'm going to say to that. The devil is a lie. Right. We're going to be getting into this book right here. I'm going to go get this book probably tomorrow. And I got my other book on the way. Yes, I still read. I don't know about all of y'all, but I still actually read. And I'm glad that those of us who still read are keeping Barnes and Noble in business. I love Barnes and Noble. When I move into my new spot, I got some things that I'm going to buy from Barnes and Noble to put up in my new, I guess you could say, office. right? Oh, it's going to be dope. The setup's going to be fire, right? But yeah, though, man, in order to be able to properly deal with these entities, when you gain certain levels of authority and power, you must be able to identify them, right? You must be able to identify them so you can deal with them properly. Understand the power that is within a name, like Yeshua HaMashiach, right? Or as y'all say, Jesus, right? So we're going to be getting into this, right? We're going to be getting into this right here. But as far as tonight, let me pull this back up on the screen for y'all. Smash that like button, click on the bell, subscribe to the page, share on your social engineering one time for your mind, for your boy, right? Now, when it comes to the rulers of darkness of other worlds, right, we have been shown for quite some time that these entities from other worlds, planets, if you would, universes, dimensions, realities, galaxies, and whatnot, we've been desensitized with this imagery for quite some time, right? We're going to keep it present time. We ain't going to go too deep in history. I don't feel it's necessary to do all that, so we can do so with present times. Right now, the biggest thing in the movie theaters that has been popping is the acquisition of Marvel Comics and the Marvel Cinematic Universe by Disney, right? Disney is one of the big six. Pause. I wonder if a lot of y'all really know who Walt Disney actually was, right? I don't think a lot of y'all really know who Walt Disney actually was. But let's just say this. Walt Disney was a Luciferianist and a Satanist. Walt Disney was real good friends right? Let me see what this is. This is what I be saying about the internet, y'all. This is the memory hole. Walt Disney and English occultist Aleister Crowley had no direct relationship, personal interaction, or professional overlap. Listen to this. The two are occasionally linked together in French internet conspiracy theories that falsely claim they were both founders of NASA, alongside other figures like L. Ron Hubbard and Werner von Braun. Right? And this is the memory hole, man. This is what we're talking about when we're talking about all these fact check websites and all that stuff. They're removing information from the internet. They're removing pictures from the internet. So we can't link these two. Right? Right? And there's context with that too. Right? You got to do your due diligence, and so you got to do your due diligence so you can understand why all these people involved, how do they help to bring about the founding of NASA, right? right? But even outside of that, right, Aleister Crowley, who is basically the father of modern day satanic church through his upstart Anthony LaVey, right? He and Walt Disney are connected not just by this so-called conspiracy that they helped found NASA, which they did. If you just would look through the files and, if you just would look through the Freedom of Information and, do some dot connecting, who all these people were affiliated with, you can see that although they didn't solely create NASA, they definitely contributed to NASA being created. But I'm not even talking about their connections through NASA. Walt Disney was a known occultist. Walt Disney was a part of the Thelema Society. This is the Thelema Society symbol. Y'all may have seen this symbol before. I'm pretty sure y'all seen the Thelema Society symbology, the dove. All this symbology you see right here on the screen. Matter of fact, let me just do this. All of this stuff is satanic, Luciferic imagery, symbology. All of it. All of it. And they're erasing all the information off the internet, y'all. See this image right here, Thelema, the Ouroboros eating it, the snake eating its tail, consuming itself, Lucifer, recycle, the recycling of fecal matter, man. Right? My nigga Dan Price said, damn, being connected to by these demonic fears is very telling indeed. The darkness is all, yeah, man. See, the internet is getting rid of information. Aleister Crowley and Walt Disney were both members of the Thelema Society. Walt Disney is a founding member of Aleister Crowley's Thelema Society. Lots of people today are members of the Thelema Society, which is the Luciferian satanic offshoot of the Satanic Church created by Aleister Crowley. Ozzy Osbourne has a song that goes, Mr. Crowley. Right? In 2026, I just don't see the point of having a loud ass car radio. I don't know if I'm getting old or is just, I don't know. Aleister Crowley. The character from The Munsters, right? Uncle Fester is based off of Aleister Crowley. Aleister Crowley is the founder of the Thelema Society and the modern day Satanic Church. Ozzy Osbourne has a popular song called Mr. Crowley, right? Aleister freaking Crowley, a known Satanist, Luciferianist, right? Him and Walt Disney was homeboys. Walt Disney incorporated a lot of the Thelema Society's, let's say, in symbology and spirituality within his artwork. Literally every aspect of his cartoons were that of a demonic nature, with Fantasia, the characters as well, all the demonic sex symbology, all the subliminal messaging within Walt Disney's artwork, expressed through his various cartoons and characters. I can get on here right now and just show y'all all type of images of Disney cartoons, imagery in them where sublimity or subliminal sex imagery is just all in the cartoons, line from Lion King to goddammit Lilo and Stitch. Right? And I'm gonna take it back further from goddammit Fantasia all the way to goddammit Marvel. My man Dan Patrick said, looks like in order for you to be very successful and rich, you have to intermingle with these corrupt individuals. Alistair looks like Senator Palpatine, also known as Darth Sidious and Star Wars. Right? The character Uncle Fester from the Monsters, not the Monsters, but the Addams Family, is based off of Aleister Crowley's image. Right? I want y'all to understand that, and I want y'all to know that. Not just because it's a good tidbit of information to have, but it just leads to how well intermingled with the entertainment industry, the media industry, these people are. These people, I mean Satanists, Luciferians, right? The symbology is all through our media. Just look at it. Look at CBS's imagery. What is it? An all-seeing eye. Look at NBC. What is it? A peacock. Or ABC, NBC, one of the two. Right? Look at the symbology. And it's going to tell you everything you need to know. Right? And now, in order for us to understand or have more understanding of rulers of darkness from other worlds, we have to understand that we're just now becoming privy to some of the rulers of darkness of this world. Do y'all remember a couple years ago, I did a show, right, about a certain situation that took place in Russia. Y'all remember that? Y'all remember this? I'm going to pull it up on the screen for y'all. Y'all remember this from a couple years ago, man? When this happened, I think like a year or so ago. We'll pull it up on the screen for y'all. Smash that like button, click on the bell, subscribe to the page. You did. It's your brother, your brother, man. We're going to get straight to it over here. One thing for sure, two things for certain. We're going to get straight to it. Y'all remember when I did a show on this about a year or so ago? Right? About a year ago. Right?
Part 2. The fallen angel statue was unearthed at the same site where the Soviet Union once attempted to dig one of the deepest holes in the world. We all know the statue was confiscated and transported to a government facility, and it hasn't.
Did 2 construction workers just uncover one of the fallen angels? This video was posted a few days ago after a Russian construction worker allegedly dug up what appears to be a large statue. Since the entire video is in Russian, it was hard for me to figure out what was going on, but with the help of my friend Night God, we were able to loosely translate the audio so we could get a better understanding of what they're saying. From what I could gather, these 2 guys were digging a gravel pit with an excavator. If you don't know what happens at a gravel pit, basically they dig large amounts of dirt and dump it through a sifter that separates the dirt from the stone. They later sell the stone to other companies for projects and things like that. So they were digging up the dirt when all of a sudden, they hit something hard. At first, they didn't know what it was, but the more they uncovered it, they began to see what appeared to be a large statue, holding a sword and kneeling on the ground. In this video, the men are posing next to the angel, and what they said is truly incredible. Again, it wasn't a word-for-word translation, but they said something about repenting. They also... Did 2 construction workers just uncover one of the fallen angels?
Do y'all remember this?
In recent viral TikTok footage, a statue purportedly depicting a fallen angel has captivated viewers' attention. As the video circulates widely, diverse speculations emerge among people, fueling discussions and curiosity about the mysterious statue's origin and significance. The statue had a sword and a shield in front of it. A large cloak was covering its head and half of its eyes as well. Although the statue looked eerie, the massive wings on its back made the miners claim it was a fallen angel. The ambiguity surrounding its posture, coupled with the symbolic elements, has ignited diverse speculations and discussions among intrigued onlookers. In recent viral TikTok footage, a
Fallen angel statue found in Russia in Euphrates River. Fallen angels are angels who were expelled from heaven. The idea of fallen angels derived from the Book of Enoch, a Jewish
Fallen angels are demons. Make no mistake.
pseudo-pagan, or the assumption that the sons of God FUAs mentioned in Genesis 6:1 for our angels. In the period immediately preceding the composition of the New Testament, some sects of Judaism, as well as many Christian church fathers, identified these same sons of God as fallen angels. During the late Second Temple period, the biblical giants were sometimes considered the monstrous offspring of fallen angels and human women. In such accounts, God sends the great deluge to purge the world of these creatures. Their bodies are destroyed, yet their peculiar souls survive. Thereafter roaming the earth as demons. Accordingly, fallen angels became identified with those led by Lucifer in rebellion against God, also equated with demons. Evidence for the belief in fallen angels among Muslims can be traced back to reports attributed to some of the companions of Muhammad, such as Ibn Abbas 619-687 and Abdullah ibn Masud 590-653. To on the fallen angel statue found in
rulers of darkness of this world. Right? This is Otherworld in my city.
I almost gave up on my sex life at 58. Then I tried this. So I'm 58, back in the dating world. My erection issues were killing.
That right there. This is why I say that this place is a grand central station of the converging of multiple different demonic realities, dimensions, right? Because this right here, how many of y'all know what this is right here? My man Dan Preston said that angel look like that thing they found in Russia look like a Sith, ain't a Sith, like a Sith, to like a Sith Lord. XL Pro was how the XL Pro, man. You remember about a year or so ago when I did the video on that fallen angel they found dug up in Russia? That thing looks pretty real, man. I don't know. It looks pretty real to me. Looks like a calcified body. Right? And you're right, Dan Patrick. Like I told y'all the other night, it is known as the mouth of Orcus. Or Orcos. Right? And to give confirmation of the information, man. Because you know I got to do that. I got to give y'all confirmation of the information. Rest of this is to my brother Sinful. The mouth of Orcus. Right? The Orcus mouth, also known as the mouth of hell, is a famous 16th century stone sculpture located in the Sacro Bosco Park of Monsters in Bormazzo, Italy. It depicts the roaring face of Orcus, the Roman god of the underworld. It features a hollowed out interior designed to look like a gateway to hell. Pier Francesco Orsini. Y'all know who the Orsini family is? Y'all know who the Orsini family is? The Orsini family is one of those bloodline families that don't get talked about a lot publicly, nor does the Farnese family. We hear about the Rothschilds and the Oppenheimers and the Schiffs and the Warburgs and the Windsors, Saxe Coburg, Gotha. We heard about all these other names, but the Orsinis, the Farneses. We heard of the Borgias. But we ain't heard too much about the Orsinis. This was a sculpture made by Pier Francesco Orsini in Italy, a French, right? Gotta do your research. That's why I tell you, we gotta do our due diligence, man. This is what I call dot connecting, y'all. This dude, Pierre, man. Clearly you can see he was a fun boy. Sorry, Italians, man. Most of y'all people from history was fun boys, man. The Orsini is a very, very known but unknown family coming up out of Italy, Rome. Right, and they're still around to this day. They're still around to this day. Oh, that's not him. That's a chick. Why they got no pictures of this dude, man? I keep telling y'all what they're doing on the internet. They're wiping all these images clean. All right. Yeah, man. The Orsini family, the Farnese family, the Borgias, right? The Bogdanov family. Y'all heard of the Bogdanovs? I guarantee you, y'all know who you know who their most recent the family members, you know, the Bogdanovs. Y'all probably would recognize them if y'all seen them. Maybe y'all seen they scary looking asses on social media. Right? He said, damn, these families go way deep. No wonder the world is so messed up as it is. Video games like Metal Gear Solid and Assassin's Creed be telling the truth. Yeah, especially Assassin's Creed. The guy who plays the assassin in Assassin's Creed, that is a character. The dude who plays the assassin, he's based off of a guy named Ignatius Loyola. Y'all heard that name before? When y'all play Assassin's Creed and the assassin, the main character that y'all playing with, he's based off of a real life person and his name is Ignatius of Loyola. Right? And here we have Pierre Orsini or Vicino Orsini, the guy who sculpted the mouth of Orcus and who is also, right, involved with so much debauchery because the Orsini is a ages old, millennia old Italian demonic crime family. All right. The Orsinis have been involved with a lot of the things going on in history, especially in Europe, specifically in Italy and Rome. Right? The Orsini family oversaw procuring the venue so the Farnese family could use criminals and thugs and unalivers and sexual offenders to depict the 12 apostles and Yeshua in the Last Supper. The Last Supper took place in a building that used to be a brothel where young children were used as sex slaves. The Maria del Grazio is what I think it's called. Yeah, this is it right here. The Città di Santa Maria de Grazie e Trionfale. Right? This is the place where the Last Supper painting took place at. Orchestrated by the Orsini family, procured by the Farnese family. Another topic for another day. See, your boy, I do real research, man. And one of these days, I probably would get into that with y'all. Yeah, the painting of the Last Supper where we see all the so-called apostles. No. That was painted at this place right here in Rome, Italy. The Maria de Grazio, or the Santa Maria della Grazie Trionfale. This place was a known brothel and hub for human trafficking, specifically dealing with that of children. And this is the place where Leonardo da Vinci decided to paint the Last Supper on the under the employ of the Farnese and the Orsini crime families. When you look at the picture painting of the Last Supper, right? Right, painted by Leonardo da Vinci, who was under the employ of the Farnese and the Orsini crime family. He himself was also a member of many organizations that the Orsini bloodline was also a part of. When you see this person right here to the left of Yeshua, leaning away from him, this is a girl. This person depicting Yeshua is also a girl. This person who was depicted as Yeshua in the Last Supper is none other than Julia Farnese, a daughter of the Farnese crime family. Right? And this is her daughter. What's her name? Can't remember her daughter. This is Julia Farnese. I can't remember baby girls right here, but in that series called The Borgias, this actress depicted Julia Farnese. Right? Julia Farnese was a daughter of the Farnese family. Farnese bloodline goes back pretty far. Right? Pope Paul III's sister. She was a mistress to Pope Alexander VI. Right? 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 Julia Farnese. This is the lady who was depicting Yeshua in the Last Supper. Near her daughter, Laura Orsini. I told y'all the Farneses and the Orsinis and the Borgias and all these families, Italian, demonic bloodlines, they all intermingle with each other. Right? This is a name that doesn't get brought up either, is the Caetanis. Right? The House of Caetani. Man, look at the symbology on their family crest. That is a phoenix. Yulia Farnese depicted Yeshua in the Last Supper, and her daughter Laura Farnese, right, was depicted as Apostle John, allegedly. Right? We got to lay foundation before we do anything, y'all. We got to get to the root before we get to the, you know what I'm talking about? Before we get to the fruit. If you look right here, this is supposed to be the Apostle John. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. This is clearly a woman right here. This is clearly a woman right here. And this is a woman depicting Yeshua with a beard, fake beard on her. This is Julia Farnese. That's Laura Farnese. And I can't remember this chick name right here. She's from the Orsini clan as well. All these dudes you see, these aren't the apostles. These guys aren't apostles. These guys are criminals, sexual violators, robbers, thieves, gamblers, thugs, criminals, unalivers, sexual offenders that they released from the Roman prison to be used for Leonardo da Vinci to paint the Last Supper off of, using them as models. Huh? You ain't never heard about this before, huh? Good Lord, man, this is a very telling yet disturbing deed, my guy. They have really whitewashed Gate Up, the original man, a.k.a. Black Man's Life in the Spirit. Yeah. Now, let's get back to the rulers of darkness of this world, right? Smash that like button, click on the bell, subscribe to the page, right? And all of that is all shooting from the mouth of Orcus, right? Which is in Italy. It was sculpted by Vincino, right? Orsini. Maybe I'll do a show on the Orsini and the Farnese bloodline one of these days, right? And I told y'all about this place in my city, Otherworld. They got a mouth of Orcus in there, which is literally the mouth to hell, or the mouth of hell, which was sculpted by a guy named Vincino Orsini, who is a member of the very demonic Luciferic bloodline family known as the Orsinis. This is a 20, 30-foot statue of Moloch. Look, y'all. I've been in this place. This thing is at least 20 feet tall. This is a 20-foot shrine, if you would, statue to a very demonic entity, which when I looked through that book, they mentioned this entity in that book, the Book of Demons. Moloch, right? Maybe y'all heard of him before, right? Very demonic place, y'all. This is what I'm talking about at Otherworld. And if there's rulers of darkness of this world, right? There's rulers of darkness of other world. Let me put this up on the screen for y'all, man. Y'all see this right here, right? This is what is at this place called Otherworld in my city. They have a 20-foot shrine statue to the demon deity god called Moloch. Y'all know who that is? Yeah, he was. It wasn't spelt like that, but that's a character in Mortal Kombat, right? He got the two little hook swords and the gas mask and all that stuff on his face. Oh, no, that's Cabal. Hold on. Yep, it's a monster in Mortal Kombat named Moloch. Yep. Now let me pull this up on the screen for y'all real quick. Smash that like button, click on the bell, subscribe to the page, man. Right? You know, I'm gonna bring y'all the irrefutables, man. I'm gonna give y'all confirmation of the information, man. This is Moloch. This is basically what they have at Otherworld. This very same image right here, which is Moloch. Let me go to the Wikipedia. Moloch is a word which appears in the Hebrew Bible 7 times, primarily in the book of Leviticus. The Greek Septuagint translates many of these instances as their king, but maintains the word Moloch and others, including one additional time in the book of Amos, where the Hebrew text does not attest the name. The Bible strongly condemns practices that are associated with Moloch, which are heavily employed to include child sacrifice. Mind you, this place, Otherworld, is geared and marketed, advertised towards children. So, excuse me when I sit up here and break this stuff down. This ain't me making this up. This is historical evidence. Offering Molech in Bible pictures, what they offered your children to Molech. Right? And if you think about what I just showed y'all at Otherworld, right? Look at this. This is Moloch, right? Y'all see it on the screen, right? Y'all see it on the screen, right? Now, peep gang. Look what's at Otherworld in my city of Columbus, Ohio. What is that? Can y'all see that? That is literally the exact same thing. And like I said, y'all, this place, Otherworld, is marketed towards children. Molech was a Canaanite daemon goddess from out of ancient Babylonian and Acadia, mentioned thoroughly in the book of Leviticus and also the book of Enoch, which the Vatican had removed. And Moloch was a ground force entity, strongman demon who consumed children. Literally. Made in the name of Molech. by people who are of Canaanite descendants, ancestry of their children. So when we're talking about the rulers of darkness of this world, Molech is one of them. And he's still around to this day. Now more than ever, I dare say, seeing as how human trafficking, specifically amongst children, pre-pubescent and adolescent children, specifically, I would say Molech is up and running right now. Right? So when we think about Marvel, we think about Thanos, we're thinking about Dr. Doom, and we think about entities like Dormammu, the Celestials, the Eternals. All of this stuff is depicting the fallen angels, demons, flat out. Nothing more, nothing less. I got a book coming too that I'm going to read, and we're going to do some content out of that too, getting into more of this demonology. I'm going to put y'all up on game, man, when it comes to demonology, right? Because whether you want to believe it or admit it or not is irrelevant. Demons exist, and they're very, very real. I mean, extremely real. Y'all come in contact with them every day, and you don't even know it, right? Or maybe you do. A lot of y'all have domesticated y'all's demons, made friends with y'all demons. Some of y'all's demons is even blessing y'all. Another topic for another day. Right? Shout out to my brother Dan Patrick tapping in. Man, listen here, y'all, man. I want y'all to understand something, right? We are living in very, very interesting times, right? Very interesting times. And I want y'all to understand that the rulers of darkness of this world, they are starting to get more bold and brazen. They are revealing themselves to us. They're not being shy about it at all. Not being shy at all, but they're not being all the way out on the open with it. I mean, but they kind of have. I mean, Pope Francis came out a couple years ago before Pope Leo was in there and said that the alien brothers are our friends. That's what Pope Francis said. Right? So, and we've been getting teased with the Marvel and the DC, and we got this new cartoon on Amazon Prime called Invincible with the Viltrumites and all of that stuff. Very human looking like entities from another planet, universe, star system with extraordinary super capabilities like flying and insane strength to where they can destroy it on some Dragon Ball Z type ish. Y'all don't think we being prepared for something? All this talk about entities from other realities and dimensions coming to different timelines. The devil is a lie, man. And when I watched the movie Mortal Kombat 2, it just put me in that mind frame, because even as a child playing Mortal Kombat, we didn't understand that Mortal Kombat was the culmination of different realities converging on each other, having a bloody conflict, or should I say, contest to the death, to see who has the most skilled, strong fighters that could protect the realm, galaxy, reality, dimension from being consumed by the other realities, dimensions, and the rulers of darkness that run that world. Shao Kahn. Right? So that's the reason why I wanted to do this show tonight, y'all, man. Listen, man, all praises be to the Most High God. Yes, when our demons abound in this reality and the next. We don't even know about all the ones from this reality. This is why I'm about to put y'all up on game, because we do have the information. It is there to be known if one seeks it out. That's a fact. Great point to bring up too, Dan Patrick. The main reason why the dark forces are more brazen now is because they've been hiding behind underground, the Christian dynasty for over 1,000 years. Yeah, they've been hiding behind organized religion, not just Christianity, all religions, Christianity, Islam, Buddhism, Taoism, Shintoism, Hinduism, Catholicism, atheism, Christianity, all the entities, all religions, Odu Ifa, all these religions are demonic. All of them. All of them. We're about to get up out of here, y'all, man. Enjoy the rest of y'all evening, man. Smash that like button, click on the bell, subscribe to the page, share on your social engineering. Appreciate everybody coming out. Y'all could have been anywhere else in the world, but y'all right here with me. You dig? And we're going to ride out like this. Shout out to my brother Kanye. You dig? Yes, sir.
Some call him Jehovah. Some call him Yahweh. Some call him Adonai.
We'll see y'all tomorrow. We got more content coming for y'all. Smash that like button, click on the bell, subscribe to the page, share on social engineering. You did. We got more content coming for y'all tomorrow, man. Make sure y'all tap in with your brother and your brother. Smash that like button, click on the bell, subscribe to the page, and of course, share on social engineering. Y'all enjoy the rest of y'all evening, man.
You're the only power that can save this world today. Jesus, you're the only power that can save this world today. You're the only power that can save this world today. You're the only power that can save this world today. Come on and lift your voice. Did anybody come to praise God today?